Welcome back to a brand new season of The Verdict. We'll be starting off this season looking back at some of our some romantic movies. We're talking all things love. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, my name is Mo and I'm joined today by my co-hosts Jazmine and Mike. And we're just going to go ahead and get started. But before we do, let's talk Valentine's Day. I know we're a little late on Valentine's, I know it was last week, but guess what? It's a perfect opportunity to talk about what we did. So, starting off with my girl Jazmine here. Jazmine, what'd you do for Valentine's Day?
So on actual Valentine's Day night, I unfortunately had to close at work, but the very next day, I got to enjoy a romantic dinner with my boyfriend, so I had a great time.
What about you, Mike?
I'm the same boat as Jazmine. Unfortunately, I did have to work, made my money though, so I really can't complain, but me and my girlfriend are moving into our new place, so I'm gonna do something a little special for her, get her some flowers and put them in there. Make sure she knows she's special.
I love that. Now, did you guys get anything for your significant others for Valentine's Day?
I paid to get her nails done.
Ooh, big baller shot caller. What about you, Jazz?
For me, I got my boyfriend a nice card, and I brought him some Mexican food for dinner before I went to work that Friday night, which is one of his favorite food, and a little roast for him.
Oh, well, that's sweet.
Well, what about you?
I thought I was supposed to work on Friday also, but surprisingly enough, I did not. I had no shows on Friday, so the only thing that I asked from my husband was to let me sleep in and relax and me not have to cook dinner. And guess what? He fulfilled all of that. We went out to dinner, had some nice drinks, went home. He had bought a bunch of snacks and candies for me so that we could watch a movie, and I fell asleep during the movie. And he did not complain once about it. So, that's all I can really ask for.
Yeah, that's a win right there for sure.
But yeah, I know, right? Yeah, usually he'd like, really? You're going to fall asleep during the movie? But this time he did not, so I appreciate that. He should have already known that I was going to fall asleep, though. Because I was like, hey, why don't we watch the movie in the room instead of the living room?
No.
The second I got into the bed, I got under those covers, took my socks off. It was the end of the day, But anyways, let's get into some movies, man. We talked this last week. We decided to discuss about love and talk about some Valentine's movies. And I guess we'll go ahead and start with my movie. The movie I chose was Fried Green Tomatoes. They came out in 1991. The movie stars Mary Stuart Matterson, Kathy Bates, and Jessica Tandy. Let's watch the trailer.
Academy Award winner Kathy Bates.
Well, I got mad, and it felt terrific. Tawanda.
And Academy Award winner Jessica Tandy.
How many of them hormones you taking, honey? You didn't kill Ed now, did you? Not yet. I feel better because all these people have lived, as long as you remember.
All right, guys, so I chose this movie. When we were discussing, we decided that we didn't want to pick, regular, lovey, sappy movies, all right? And when I threw this movie out, Mike, you had seen this one before.
Yes, this was a childhood classic for me.
Right. I remember growing up and watching this movie, and I just always thought it was great. So this movie talks about two girls, which this is an LGBTQ. Later on, it was discussed as an LGBTQ plus movie, love movie. But back in the day, it wasn't so much that. I think they had the cues weren't as large that, it was two women, falling in love with each other pretty much. But I thought this was a great example of a love movie, to be honest. I thought that this girl out here, it will go and kill for the woman that she loves pretty much. I don't want to give it all away. Go watch it. It's a great movie. Any movie with Kathy Bates, it's a necessary movie. I'm just saying. But I just felt like this movie, it was subtle love.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I liked about this movie. I remember growing up watching it. It wasn't until I was older that I realized kind of the backstory of what the meaning more of what this movie was. What'd you guys think of it?
No, I definitely agree with that because, like you said, I never, at a young age, I never picked up any of the subtle cues of like, you know, of the dynamic of what was going on there. But, you know, honestly, I really loved watching this growing up. My mom used to make fried green tomatoes for me and my brother, and we all three would just watch this on the DVD. Really just watching, like, I can't remember the lady's name, the lady in the nursing home. Like, just watching her, you know, the stories of her life.
And remembering everything that had happened and, you know, kind of just going, you know, that's what I think I loved the most about this was that I think when you told me that you know, your mom, that's like a core memory, you know what I mean? And, you know, fried green tomatoes, I just love the nostalgia of it, you know what I mean? I mean, you're going back in time kind of while you're watching this, even though it came out in 1991. It wasn't based in 1991, and that's what I liked about it too. What about you, Jess?
I agree. I also found it very nostalgic. You know, Kathy Bates is a phenomenal actress. I enjoyed her performance so much, and I think with this Valentine's Day episode, we really focused on trying to show a diverse array of different forms of love, and I think this was a unique way, and I admired, like you said, the subtle love in this movie, and I think it's different from a lot of other lovey-dovey romantic movies I've seen before.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not all in your face, you know, like it's not, you know, I'm coming out and just, you know, like in our other movies, you know, it's not that. It's, you know, I noticed more acts of love in this movie rather than just coming out and saying it. But, you know, overall, though, I mean, I think this movie, if I really had to rate it, it would be a total 10 out of 10 for me. I can watch this movie over and over and still feel emotion from it. And like I said, you know, just remembering, you know, we do want to be diverse in what we do. And I felt like this movie was a good movie to display that. Because you're right, there is all kinds of different love out there. You know, and this one goes out to our LGBTQ plus community, you know what I mean? So, like I said, if you have not seen this movie, I don't want to give too much away. But it's definitely a good movie to watch. It's overall, it's just a good movie to watch. Yeah. Would you guys agree?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, I love it. But all right, that was my movie. Go watch it. Fried Green Tomatoes came out in 1991. We're gonna go ahead and go into Jazmine's movie. It's a little bit more updated, and you want to go ahead and let us know?
Yeah, I'll take it away. So the movie I chose was Crazy Stupid Love, came out in 2011. The movie stars Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, and Steve Carell. Let's go ahead and watch that trailer.
And she is a game changer.
She's your soulmate, right? Go get her back.
Wow, how old are you? I'm in love with her, and I don't know what to do about it.
I don't know when you and I stopped being us. You know, when I told you that I had to work late, I really went to see the new Twilight movie by myself. And it was so bad.
All right, guys, so this movie is one of my favorites of all time. I feel like even 14 years later, I find it still so hilarious. There are so many scenes that just absolutely make me laugh. How did you guys feel about it?
I would say from the beginning, you know, dining scene, I kind of was just already interested in it. You know, just having Steve Carell as one of its main protagonist-esque. I think it's hilarious because I think Steve Carell plays that awkward romantic part really nice, and it's just a funny thing to, you know, just laugh at him and, you know, his struggles. Ryan Gosling played an amazing part too. You know, trying to be his wingman throughout the whole situation, and not trying to jump into spoilers, but how their lives connect is just peak.
I agree. What about you, Mo?
Yeah, I agree. I think how everything was intertwined in this movie. You know, my favorite scene out of this movie is when they all figure it out and they're all in the backyard and they're like fighting, and I mean it's hilarious. I think this movie is a good comedic love type of movie. You know, something. I like to watch this movie personally when I'm doing chores around the house. You know, it's something that I can stop, watch, keep you cleaning. You know
Have
what
a
I mean?
little good laugh.
Yeah, have a good laugh going on. I like this movie. You know, you have some heavy hitters. I mean, this is 2011. Steve Carell already been on the scene, but I think this was a really good heavy hitter with Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. You know what I mean?
They're a great pair.
Yeah, I think you know, Emma Stone. She had what's that movie with her where Letter A or whatever. What is that? What it's called?
Oh yeah, the Scarlet
Yeah.
Letter. Easy A.
Easy
is
A.
what that one's called.
You know, she had some roles, but I felt like this one really kind of just broke her out into her acting capabilities. And then Ryan Gosling, he's been on for a while, but I felt like these were really just stable roles for them.
I agree. We've got some solid, you know, romantic actors like Ryan Gosling, who's been in The Notebook, and then we also lean back on comedic actors, Steve Carell from The Office, and so I think they blended that really well together. There were times when I was laughing so much I was tearing up, but then I feel like they really did a well job touching on the fact that love, in a sense, does connect us all, and it connected all of their lives together in the end, and I felt like that worked together really well.
Yeah, I agree. I think the whole movie in itself, that, you know, and now that you say it, now it's like, oh my gosh, love connects us all.
Yeah.
Everything is connected. I didn't really
eye-opener.
think of it like that, but now that you've said it, yeah, that makes actually perfect sense.
It's like she had the theme of the story right there.
Yeah, there you go.
'Cause that's basically what it
She was in
is.
the writing room when she
Hey, guys.
know, they took it from her, okay? But that makes perfect sense. I mean, everything is intertwined. You know, when we were talking about what movies we want to do, we didn't want to do like some kind of corny Valentine's Day movies, like what's that? Oh, it's called Valentine's Day. You know, you know, that movie's a little corny. It's, you know, got all these famous people, and we've talked about this before. When you have a bunch of famous people in a movie, sometimes it's not. Actually, most of the time, it's not great. When everybody is famous, it kind of just downgrades the movie a little bit, because I feel like everybody just is overacting, I guess, maybe.
I totally get what you mean. There were a lot of movies where they had several different people, lots of famous actors, and they would switch from all these different storylines for a while. But if not done well, it can be distracting.
Yeah. But I feel like with this movie, you know, with like Valentine's Day, and like they have like a New Year's Day movie, and they have another one, I think, about Christmas or whatever.
Love Actually.
You know, those are like, they got very big, heavy hitter actors, and it kind of just gets everybody just gets lost in the sauce. With this movie, it wasn't corny. It was funny. It gave comedic relief, but it also had like some kind of, you know, it had a good backstory to it. So,
I agree.
you know, like you said, love connects us all, and I felt like they intertwined that really well.
I agree. And one of my favorite characters actually is an actor that I'm not too familiar with. I don't think he's super famous or popular. He played the father of the teenage daughter.
Yes.
He absolutely cracked me up. I think he did a phenomenal job.
What else did he play on? He played on, I can't think of it. But yes, I know exactly who you're talking about. And it's so funny, like, you know, I can see how easily, you know, you got this young teenage daughter who's into this older guy, and you're like, bro, I mean, I probably would flip a wig too. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly.
Listen,
imagine being a parent in that moment.
Oh man, listen, I'll give you a story. Okay, hold on, a little story time. So when I was younger, I was probably about 16. I met this guy, and he was, I was about 16, 17, I think, and he was like 21, 22, and before he came pick me up. My uncle, who's a cop, my mother, my dad, my grandparents, they're all at this house. I'm getting ready to go out on this date. And my mom's like, I want to meet the guy who's taking you out on a date. I said, okay. Well, I go out there. I say, listen, when they ask how old you are, tell him you're 18, 19, you know. Mind you, this dude's like 20, 21, 22, whatever. And he comes up to the front porch. My mom opens the door. She looks at him. She said, how old are you? He said, 18, 19. She said, nope. Mm-mm. You done lost your ever-loving mind. you know my brother, she's like, you know my brother's a cop, and he left. I never saw that guy again.
Wow.
He never talked to me again. I was like,
Dang.
That's that mother's intuition.
yeah,
right
I definitely got
there.
in trouble.
She knew.
I wasn't allowed to go back on a date. So I could understand, you know, younger girl into an older guy, I guess. But I never saw that guy again. Hey,
might have been for the best.
My mom was scared of mom. Yeah. Look, now I'm married, and gosh, I couldn't even imagine. Let my daughter bring home an older guy. Oh my God, I'll flip a wig.
Oh yeah.
Let my son bring home an older girl. Oh my gosh, I'll flip a wig. But anyways, sorry to go off on a tangent a little bit, but a little backstory on Mo. But yeah, so if you had to rate this movie, what would you rate it?
This movie for me is a 10 out of 10. I've been watching it for years, and it just really, really hits home for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mike?
Yeah, I'd give it a high 8, 9 out of 10. I'm not a real big fan of rom-coms, but this movie, like I said, it was more leaning on the comedy, and you know that drives me home for sure. It wasn't too much going on, and like you said, it's something that you can literally just put on and
I think just for that instance, I would rate it probably at 8, just because I can put. It's not something that I'm gonna sit down. It's definitely better than Love Actually. I will give you that 100%. It's definitely better than Love Actually, but it's just something I can put on, watch. It's not something that I'm actively like going out there like, let me go see this again. But it's a solid movie though. So 8 out of 10 for me.
Absolutely.
All right. So we're going on. We got our last movie. And I'm pretty excited. This is our newest of our love movies here. Mm-hmm. And Mike, go ahead and lead us in it.
Yeah, we had Light, and then old, and now it's Scary. The movie I'll be talking about is Hard Eyes, that, like you said, came out in 2025. The movie stars Olivia Holt, Mason Gooding, and Jordana Brewster. Let's play the trailer.
You're too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
You ditched me.
I was being chased by a serial killer.
I also was being chased by a serial killer. Hey, you good?
Yeah.
Hard Eyes.
Alrighty. And, I picked this movie because I am a sucker for holiday slashers. I think it's, a really good way to, get into the holiday spirit for sure. But I feel like this movie, I actually pretty enjoyed it. Having, a Valentine slasher, you think, he's just going to kill couples. And, that's going to be all about it. But that really wasn't the case. Olivia Holt and Mason Gooding, kind of the beginning, started building a relationship, started getting to know each other. And at a certain point, I feel like you kind of just forget that you're in a slasher film. It's just something that is kind of like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that, And, Mason Gooding is from the Scream franchise.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's very undermined in that show or that movie because he was phenomenal. I feel like he had like all his lines with Olivia Holt. You can really feel that chemistry between them.
I agree. I feel like both of their acting was really good. The chemistry between them on screen was palpable. And, I found their story very relatable. I mean, I feel like we've all probably met someone that we maybe got a crush on and, it wasn't ideal. We didn't want to like them, or maybe someone we work with. And, but when you catch those feelings, you got to follow your heart at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Even if there's a killer after you.
Right.
I
think this movie, I'm not big on the scary movies, I watched one scary movie last year, and I think it kind of messed me up a little bit. But no, this actually was kind of, it was a good slasher film. All right. Did you guys find it to be more thriller, more scary? What did you guys think?
I feel like it was more thriller. like I said, you kind of forgot it at a sense that, you know, there's a psychopath, you know, following you and killing couples just because of those two. But I feel like, you know, it definitely does not have gore. You know, it's a really bloody piece for sure.
Yeah, there were definitely some gory, more, I would say, graphic scenes of, you know, this serial killer and the things that he was doing and the pleasure that he was getting from inflicting that pain on people. So there are definitely some scenes like that. It is rated R for a reason, so maybe leave your kids at home for this one, but it was a good movie.
Yeah, I agree. I think overall, it gave the thriller vibe to it. And, you know, I mean, me personally, I'm not big on, I'm a big scaredy cat, so I mean, you know, but overall, if you're
sleeping
into
with the night lights on. After.
Yeah, literally, I do. I watch a scary movie, I gotta sleep with the lights on. But I think that if you're into the, you know, when I think of this movie, I think of like that Thanksgiving movie. You know, that slasher Thanksgiving movie. I think there was one that came out like during Christmas time.
Like I can't. It's not Krampus, but it's like Christmas, Black Christmas or something like that.
Yeah.
With like the sorority girls.
That kind of gave me that's the kind of vibe it gave me. You know, it's playing on this the holiday. You know what I mean? So I felt. I mean, there was some, like you said, there was some funny parts on there. But overall, I think it was a good movie. It's definitely. I personally don't think it's a you know, take your date out unless you're really trying to get close to her or him, you know, because I'm not one for a jump scare. If I'm look, I'm all up in your shoulder if it's scary. Okay.
That was my girlfriend. Yeah, she had her headphones in. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you know, like, did you know that like 90% of scare is from sound? So like if you're ever at a movie theater and it's scary to you, you know, you just close up your ears and you can't hear it, and it's.
Life hack, life hack with Mo.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, for me, it's not really the sound that gets me. I like the thrill and the anticipation, be on the edge of your seat, but some of the straight up gore, I had to cover my eyes because it was just a little too much.
This
with
one is
certain
gory,
things.
yeah. I
the
agree.
machine that woman got put in. Oh Lord,
it's like something,
I was good on that.
I can do without the gore, but it doesn't bother me as much as the anticipating and like getting the feeling of getting on this. Yeah, that build up.
Yeah.
And not knowing what's next. That's what gets me. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm like, close my eyes.
Especially when you're at the movie theater too. You don't want to, you know, have like a big screaming match with somebody. So you gotta have to hold it in a little bit.
Yeah, that's why but I don't like to watch scary movies at my house. You know what I mean? I'm real weird about that. You know, because then I'm like at home. I mean,
hearing noises.
Yeah, I'm like hearing stuff. You know, and I'm like, oh no. Look, I watched a scary movie, and I had to. It started to get dark. I turned it off. I was like, I have to finish watching this tomorrow when it's bright outside because I was scared. So yeah, this movie though, I think. Overall, I think if you're trying to get close, I think this is the movie to watch. You're right. It's gory. It's thriller. I think overall it's a good movie.
Would you rate it out of 10?
You know, I always rate scary movies low, so I'm gonna give this a 7, a solid 7, just because, you know, I'm not a big scary. You know, I would take a love rom-com, you know, geeky movie over a thriller any day. So look, even if it has like those psychological ones where there's not even like a whole bunch of gore, like Saw, that scares me.
No.
You know
what do you mean not a whole lot of gore?
Well, I mean, Saw does have a lot of gore, but I'm talking about like the psychological aspect of it.
Like American Psycho and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of I mean, even when I was younger, I remember watching Children of the Corn and then rewatching it again when I was older, and it still freaked me out, man. You see, my kid was trying to watch Candyman, or no, actually, it was we were in a class and we watched movies and we watched Candyman, and that freaked me the heck out in class. I was like, y'all gotta stop playing. But
or like Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers creeped me out a little bit.
Gremlins did it for me too. But anyways, okay, go ahead. What would you rate it, Jazz?
For me, I would rate this movie an 8.5. I
Oh.
really enjoyed it. I loved the romance, the chemistry. I enjoy slashers and I enjoy thrillers. Only thing I didn't really like was a little bit of too much gore for me. Movies like Saw, I cannot enjoy. It's just too much for me.
Fair enough. You know, I'd stick with that. You know, I would give it an 8. Like I said, I really like the chemistry between Olivia Holt and Mason Gooding. Like I said, that interracial couple, you know, got to give out to and it's Black History Month too, so, you know, got to live it up to them. But if you are looking for a good holiday, you know, Valentine's, like Mo said, if you want to get up and close with your partner, Hard Eyes is definitely the one to go for.
All right, I love that, Matt. All right, well, go see Hard Eyes. I believe it's still in theaters.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, that wraps up our first episode of the season. Make sure to come back next week when we do some more movie reviews. See you next week on The Verdict.